What up? It's your boy Wall Street, and I'm back, ready to talk about the NBA. And the NBA playoffs are heating up. We just recently saw the Denver Nuggets eliminate the Los Angeles Clippers in a Game 7 in Denver. It was quite the emphatic victory. The Nuggets were up by I think 35 points at one point. Kawhi Leonard subbed out, I think, early fourth quarter or late third quarter and just didn't come back in. So Clippers are going home again this season, and the Nuggets are moving on to face the Oklahoma City Thunder in the second round of the Western Conference playoffs. Game 1 will be in OKC, I believe, on Tuesday night. So that's going to be an awesome game. We're going to see a series between the two top MVP candidates in Nikola Jokic and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. It's going to be absolutely amazing television. I'm very excited, extremely excited to see this. And I want to talk about if Denver has a chance to beat OKC. Because obviously OKC, best team in the league this season, had 68 wins. First in the Northwest Division, first in the NBA. So Shai is obviously their best player. But even when Shai is not playing well, the Thunder are still able to stay in the game and frankly win games, right? We saw that in the series against Memphis where Shai didn't really have a ton of points in, I think until late into the fourth quarter in some of these matchups, or let's say at least in the second half, right? I don't know if it was as far as the fourth quarter, but he was struggling early on in a lot of these matchups, and he wound up, getting back into it in some of them. But some games he really wasn't a factor for a while, right? Because it's the playoffs. Teams are trying to game plan and figure, okay, let's take Shai out of the game, and then maybe this team isn't really as good as we think it is, right? But that's not the case. This team is deep. They're playing a lot of guys in this rotation. A lot of guys have gotten minutes in the playoffs. You have I think 10 guys getting minutes that are, above, 12 minutes a game in the playoffs, right? You got Shai at 35. You got Jalen Williams at 34. You got Chet at 29. You got Aaron Wiggins at 13.8. You got Isaiah Hartenstein at 23.5. You got Isaiah Joe at 16.3. You got Alex Caruso at 20.8. You got Lou Dort at 29.5. And you got Cason Wallace at 20.5. So, and then you also have Kenrich Williams, AJ Mitchell, Jalen Williams, the other Jalen Williams, I don't know what number he wears, but not the original J-Dub that's in the starting lineup that was an all-star, the other Jalen Williams, and then Dylan Jones, right? So they're playing a deep rotation in this postseason so far, right? There's a lot to be said, about having a deep rotation in the playoffs. It just means, one, that you probably are blowing teams out, so you have the ability to play guys late in the game to rest your starters. But also, even without that, still playing 9 guys, 13 plus minutes a night. And, Aaron Wiggins is really, he's playing 13.8, and then Isaiah Joe's playing 16.3. Everyone else is playing above 20 in that, initial, 9-man rotation that I was saying, right? So the fact that they have a lot of people contributing, it's a very even, balanced effort, except for the top 3, which are Shai, Jalen Williams, and Chet. They have a lot of ability to kind of hold leads and work their way back into it, even when their starters are off the floor. So I think that's going to be a really tough thing for Denver to deal with, right? But Denver's also got a pretty decent, lineup and rotation so far in the playoffs. They have 6 guys that are averaging double-digit points. You got Yoke at 24. You got Jamal Murray at 23. You got Aaron Gordon at 18.9. You got Russell Westbrook at 13.8. You got Christian Brown at 12.6 and Michael Porter Jr. at 10.9. Right, and then you got Peyton Watson. There's a significant dip-off in production from MPJ to Peyton Watson. Peyton Watson's only averaging 4.4 points per game, and then everyone after that's averaging a point or less. So Nikola Jokic is still averaging a triple-double in the playoffs. He's averaging 2.3 steals as well. So this team, I think, also can perform without Jokic necessarily scoring, right? Like his scoring's already down from the regular season in the postseason, but that's because I think teams, they don't know what to do about him, right? Like I think that's going to be the hardest thing for the Thunder to figure out is like, how do you guard Jokic? Because if you stop him from scoring, he's going to get 20 assists. He's still going to get 20 rebounds. He's still going to, get steals. Like he contributes in so many different ways to the game that's very hard to just shut him down entirely. So the way that OKC wins this series, I think, is they have to shut down Jamal Murray. They have to shut down Aaron Gordon. They have to not allow any sort of offensive rebounding from Aaron Gordon or Russell Westbrook or Christian Brown. Those guys have been doing a really good job cleaning up the boards. And that's not to mention Jokic as well, right? Jokic is averaging 11.6 rebounds in the postseason. Aaron Gordon is averaging 3.3 offensive rebounds. Like, more than half of the rebounds that Aaron Gordon has gotten in the postseason have been offensive rebounds, which is incredible. That is something that you need in the playoffs. You need every single extra possession that you can get. So he's clearly a huge piece here for this team to succeed. So if he gets blocked out on the glass, it's gonna be a different story. But like, this dude is an absolute glass cleaner. Like, he might as well be up there with Windex and Fabuloso, like spraying and wiping it down. Like, I don't know what else to say. But I think Denver has a chance. I think they have a chance because they can play in so many different ways that I think it's going to be a game of chess, honestly, like a game of mental chess, figuring out, on the coaching side of things is like David Adelman can play his guys a ton of different ways, right? So is Mark Daigneault going to be able to figure this out for OKC? And I think it's more about how you're defending the Nuggets, right? So if he can figure out those defensive schemes and how they need to play, OKC is probably going to move on to the next round, right? But this, honestly, I haven't seen Denver play this well since they won the championship. Like, I think this is like, if they have a shot to win a championship again, it's right now. Because this is the best year of Nikola Jokic's career. Jamal Murray's playing great. Aaron Gordon's playing great. Russell Westbrook is like filling that void that they lost when they lost Bruce Brown. And I think Christian Brown is also stepping up to kind of fill the role that KCP played, when he was on the team, right? So I think if I had to pick anyone besides OKC that has a chance to win the championship coming out of the West, it's Denver. Like, I thought Golden State had a real good chance, but the fact that they, blew this 3-1 lead, they might still advance tonight, right? But it doesn't seem like they have that same level of ability that I initially saw in, let's call it game 1, game 2, game 3 of that Houston series, right? I would much rather now, I'd say the tier ranking for teams that have the best shot at the title coming out of the West is OKC. I think Denver is, not significantly behind them, but definitely behind them to a noticeable degree. And then I think it's like Minnesota after that, right? I don't think Houston or Golden State. I mean, I'd rank Houston and Minnesota kind of evenly. I think it's more likely than not, though, that the team from the West that's going to be in the finals is either OKC or Denver. Whoever advances from this series, I think it's going to be OKC or Denver that's in the finals, right? I think whoever they play in the conference finals, they'll be able to defeat, right? Whether it's Minnesota or Houston or Golden State, I don't think it'll matter to OKC or Denver. I think they'll both do what they have to do and they'll advance to the finals, So, but Denver certainly has a chance. They certainly have a chance. I think it's not going to be some crazy blowout type of situation where OKC's blowing them out like they did to Memphis. I don't think that's happening. And I think Denver having that, mile-high home court advantage does a lot. It really does do a lot. So, this could be a series that goes 7 games. Who knows? But I'm very excited for this series. I think Denver is going to play some great basketball. I think OKC is going to play some great basketball, and we're going to really see the showdown between the 2 top MVP candidates in Shea and Jokic. It's going to be an incredible series. So, guys, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Who do you think is going to win this series? What do you think each team needs to do to effectively help their team win? And That's all I got for you. Stay up, stay blessed, stay humble, stay safe, handle business, stand on business. Peace out.